In the vast ocean, there is a rule that seems immutable. The larger you are, the fewer rivals you have. Giants weighing tens or even hundreds of tons virtually dominate the seas without fearing any predator. Yet Orcas is an exception. A species that is not the largest, not the strongest, nor the fastest. However, their presence is enough to make apex predators clear the way, forcing even the ocean's true giants into a battle for survival. That is the killer whale. We have seen killer whales hunt seals on Antarctic ice, herd millions of fish into a flawless trap, and drive great white sharks from their own territories. Yet that is merely the beginning, because the greatest challenge still lies ahead. What happens when a predator, weighing a few tons, confronts creatures many times its size? What happens when brute force is no longer the deciding factor? And what enables killer whales to accomplish what almost no other species can? On this journey, we will follow pods of killer whales as they enter the largest hunts ever recorded in the wild. Confronting the grey whale, the sperm whale, and even the blue whale, the largest creature to ever exist on Earth. This is not merely a story about hunting. This is a story of intelligence cooperation and how killer whales turn knowledge into the ocean's most formidable weapon. In the wild, predators rarely attack opponents of comparable size due to the immense risks involved. A single mistake can cost a life. Yet killer whales do not follow that rule. Every spring, thousands of grey whales begin a migration of more than 9,300 miles from Mexico to the north. And killer whales are always waiting. An adult grey whale can reach up to 50 feet in length and weigh over 39 US tons. A newborn calf already weighs nearly 2,000 pounds. From a distance, a pod of killer whales appears. They do not rush to attack. They simply swim alongside in silence. observing, assessing, and selecting the target, always the calf. The mother whale immediately moves close to her offspring, using her massive body as a shield. Constantly changing direction and counter-attacking. A single tail strike from a grey whale is powerful enough to inflict severe injury on a predator. Yet killer whales do not seek a single decisive blow. They seek exhaustion. One group after another takes turns closing in and falling back, while the mother whale must fight without rest. A gap between the mother and calf gradually opens. A few yards, then tens of yards. In the ocean, that is a fatal distance. The calf begins to panic, breathing more heavily, depleting energy faster. Many killer whale hunts can last continuously for more than 6 hours. They do not win by brute strength. They win through coordination and collective endurance. No individual killer whale is strong enough to take down a large whale. Yet the entire pod can. That is what sets killer whales apart. They function as a single brain distributed across multiple bodies. Yet the grey whale is still not their largest adversary. Off the coast of the North Pacific, another giant is emerging from the deep. The sperm whale. There are creatures that make the entire ocean seem small. The sperm whale is one of them. A plume of vapor shoots above the sea surface. Then a massive body emerges from the shadows. An adult male sperm whale can exceed 60 feet in length and weigh over 55 US tons, representing the largest toothed animal to ever exist. They rule the deep-sea world, where sunlight cannot reach. A sperm whale can dive deeper than 6,500 feet and hold its breath for over 90 minutes. At those depths, vision is virtually useless. Therefore, they hunt with sound. Their echolocation clicks can exceed 230 decibels, ranking among the most powerful biological sounds in nature. Through this, they detect prey in absolute darkness. And they have almost no natural enemies. Almost. Because killer whales still remain. When a pod of female sperm whales travels with their calves, killer whales immediately take notice. A defensive formation quickly takes shape. The adults arrange themselves into a circle, heads pointed inward, tails facing outward. The calves positioned at the center. That is the Marguerite formation. A single tail slap from a sperm whale can inflict severe trauma on a killer whale. Killer whales do not attack recklessly. They encircle, observe, patiently waiting for an opening. At times, the standoff lasts for hours. No roars, no bloodshed, simply a battle of wits between two of the largest brains in the ocean. However, off the waters of the Southern Ocean, a creature far greater than all others is emerging: the blue whale. If the sperm whale is the titan of the abyss, then the blue whale is the titan of the entire planet. An adult blue whale can measure over 100 feet in length and weigh more than 200 US tons. It is the largest animal ever known to have lived on Earth. Larger than any known dinosaur, its heart alone weighs as much as a small automobile. In the realm of scale, the blue whale is virtually unrivaled, almost. Because the ocean does not respect size alone. It also respects strategy. Off the coast of Western Australia, a pod of blue whales is traveling. Among them is a young individual. And the killer whales detect it. Black dorsal fins appear on the horizon. Not just a few individuals, rather an entire army. Some major whale hunts have recorded more than 50 killer whales participating together. Killer whales do not attempt to kill their prey instantly. They run it to exhaustion, taking turns closing in. Harassing, forcing course changes, forcing premature dives, depleting its energy reserves. Hour after hour passes. The giant's strength steadily wanes, while the killer whales maintain a flawless formation. That is when massive size becomes a liability and intelligence begins to prevail. There are no spoken commands, no single leader, yet every killer whale knows its exact role. The killer whale brain possesses highly specialized social processing regions, allowing them to coordinate at an exceptionally complex level. This is not merely a clash between two species. It is a confrontation between two evolutionary strategies. On one side stands ultimate size. On the other stands collective intelligence. On one side is absolute strength. On the other is absolute cooperation. And that is the question nature posed millions of years ago. Which is more powerful, a lone giant, or an army that thinks as a single body? Yet the true strength of the killer whale does not end here. Because what elevated them to the apex of the ocean is not muscle, not speed, not teeth. It is knowledge. Killer whales have proven a simple truth. Raw power does not always determine who stands at the top. In the natural world, the capacity to learn, the capacity to cooperate, and the capacity to adapt are the true defining traits. Thank you for joining us on today's exploration. We look forward to seeing you in our upcoming journeys through the wild world.